Welcome everybody. This is Josh, Travis. We're here in Santa Barbara, California. We are sitting here in our cigar lounge that we have at our house here on Garden Street. Don Peppin in commencement.
This isn't really a cigar 101 video. We're assuming all of you guys know how to smoke. And if you don't, drop a comment and then we'll make a video about that. There's other videos out there, but we'll make one if you want to see it.
Accurate.
How's that?
That is delicious. Right from the start. So, the true purpose of today's episode is actually to introduce you to how we keep our cigars, which is the Tupperdor. We've got two different sizes. The larger size holds anywhere from 80 to 96, depending on the size of your cigar, obviously. The smaller one holds anywhere from 20 to 30, more of upwards of 30.
Yeah, 30 more.
Yeah,
depending on the size, obviously.
Yeah.
So this video is going to be about making this one. So if you guys want to see one on the small one, this is a Sistema box. It's not as labor intensive as what goes into this, but it's good for a lower count. So if you want to keep a lot of cigars, this is the way to go.
But you are going to need some tools, and you got to order a few more parts. What we've studied, looked into based on articles and what our experience has been thus far, is this is the superior way of keeping your cigars at home and with less maintenance. We like to keep our cigars at a really nice 70% humidity in a cool place. Keep mine in the back of my closet because it stays evenly temperate.
69-70% humidity is ideal depending on how you like your cigars. It's all preference.
Right. It is completely subjective. We find that ours, the burn that we like, is found at 69-70% humidity. Needless to say, let's go ahead and get started. Enjoy.
So for this build, these are the items that you guys are going to need. We have here 3 Spanish cedar trays. I think it's a general size. This is a BioKips airtight BPA-free Tupperware Bovita pack holder. Spanish cedar sheets you can get at your local brick and mortar, usually for free or online. Your Bovita packs and a digital hygrometer. So the reason we don't want a hydrometer is because this is a hydrometer and it's actually used to measure the density of liquids. So this particular build requires some tools, guys, and no matter what you're doing, you're going to need distilled water. That's the most important thing here. We used a grinder with a sanding disc and an impact drill with a countersink bit with a sharp point so it wouldn't splinter the wood too much. And another important thing is 2 brand new sponges. Don't take any shortcuts with that, guys. So with this, the bottom tray, because the Tupperware isn't perfectly square, we're going to round the corners off on the bottom, and also on all 3 trays you're going to round the sides out. And the top tray didn't fit perfectly. These ones were a little too tall, so we just sanded the top down about a centimeter or 2. And as you see, the corners are rounded here. You're going to want to drill the holes, and this is just for one side, and it's for the ventilation for the hydration system. So after you have your sanded and drilled trays, your washed and air dried container with your first sponge, you want to wash it a couple times in the sink. You're going to take your distilled water, pour it in the bowl, and then after that you're going to take your second new sponge and start wiping down the trays. So just as in any other case where you'll be seasoning, you want to get every side, every corner, every nook and cranny of the tray. Don't leave any parts out. You're going to repeat this process for all 3 trays. And also you're going to get the divider in the middle and then set that inside the container and just put the lid back on for humidification purposes. After that, you're going to take your middle tray, repeat the same process. You're going to make sure every single part of that tray is wet, and you can easily see the color change once you get the water saturated. And once that's done, give it a little shake, put it in the tray, close the lid, do the next divider, repeat that same process. And then once you get to your final tray, which will be the top, you're going to take your sheets and just set them aside. You don't need to do anything with those. Take the Bovita pack holder, put it aside, and then repeat the process again with the final tray, which in this case will be the top tray. So we started from the bottom first and worked our way up to the top tray just to be able to set them in there perfectly and let them rest and not have to move them around after this. So put them all in the right order. That's your top tray. Do the same thing with the divider, and once you're done with that, go ahead, put it in. You don't have to put it in perfectly, just set it in there. And this will be the last thing you do. Poured some new water, got this nice and wet. You can't really get inside of it, but just get it wet enough. And then go ahead and put that along the side where the drilled holes are, and that will be its resting place until you put the Bovita packs in later. And the cedar sheets you're just going to want to put in the side. Later on, you will layer the bottom of the container with 2 or 3 of these.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the play-by-play videos. This is the final product of the Tupperdor. Let's go ahead and take a look inside, shall we? See how it looks all set up, filled to the brim.
Yeah. After you're done, the best part is putting the cigars in. And this, you do have to wait with this one after seasoning it. 2 to 3 days is optimal. Some people like to wait longer, but it's not like a traditional humidor where you need to wait 2 weeks to a month.
Right.
And continuously checking on it, putting water in it, distilled water, babying it. This, it's a one-time go deal, and it's treated us very nicely since we've done it. So
very well. Let's go ahead and open it up, take a look, let you guys see the finished product. I'll let you do the honors of explaining our setup here.
Excellent. So, as you guys saw in the video, we did this Bovita pack holder. We didn't show inserting the Bovita packs. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're just gonna put 2 inside as such. This slides nicely right on the side there. That's why we drilled the holes, to let it breathe through. Now it is a sealed container, so the air is gonna get distributed evenly anyway, but we just did that for efficiency. So this tray would be the top tray. We added a lot more Bovita packs, and you're welcome to do this, and I encourage you to do this because more the better. They only help each other out. One of these is good for about 25 cigars, maybe 30, but I wouldn't go more than that with just 1 pack. This particular box, we have around 90 cigars, so we're just loading it up with these. We actually have too many on this side, but this is the hydrometer sitting in here.
Also, the reason why a Tupperdor is nice for this very specific reason is that at the top you keep the hydrometer, and that way you can just look in right through the see-through top and see what your temperature and humidity is.
I don't know the angle of that camera, but hopefully you guys can see that. That's the bottom tray. So we got 2 more Boveda packs down here, just sitting nicely on top of those 2 sections. Now you might ask, what do we do with the cedar sheets? This is totally optional. I just like to put it over top, kind of like a blanket. This is just going to help absorb more moisture, and it smells great. Absolutely fantastic smell. So this one has another Boveda pack right on top. If you guys haven't tried these My Father Flor de las Antillas, you must try those. And more cedar, doesn't have to be perfect. The main thing is you keep the holes on the side of these Boveda packs here. And then the top tray, I'll just put those along the top like that. Make sure you can see your hydrometer from the top so you don't have to open it. And the good thing about these guys is once you get it set correctly, oh, I tripped that in backwards. See, you don't want to do that.
He was just giving an example.
Right. That's what you should not do. But once you get this set, guys, you're almost not going to need this because these are so consistent, you'll never have a problem with it. But it's good to have as a reference. And you want to make sure the seal is flush all the way around and there's no gaps. So the only thing with the Tupperdor that it doesn't breathe, the humidity is going to stay in there, but if you want to do this for aging, you want to open it once a week at least, just to air it out and then let it sit. But that's literally the only maintenance you have to do.
One other big thing to remember: don't let it be somewhere where it can catch sunlight. You don't want to allow some direct sunlight on your cigars. So,
right,
heads up.
Keep it out of the sun. If you can, put this somewhere where the temperature stays really consistent. 70 degrees, 68, 70 degrees is perfect. A lot of people live in different climates, so you'll have to be the judge of that one. Hope it works out for you guys. And if you want more content about this stuff, let us know.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. Stay tuned for more videos.